Hey everybody, just making a quick video to address a conversation that I just had with a retired nurse friend of mine. She called to invite me to an event tonight. It is for a advocacy group, a health advocacy group that is partnering with a larger, more well-known national organization. And this kind of announcement is a big deal. It means that this advocacy group will have a little bit more political clout, a little bit of a bigger name behind their cause, and those things are important, especially given the current climate that we are in. So, this is a really exciting event. It's being held downtown. I would absolutely love to go. I have no clothes to wear, but I would love to go, and I could go, but I won't. The reason that I'm not going is because of the violence in Philadelphia. If I were to be in a car with another middle-aged woman and we were to be swarmed by 75 to 200 kids on dirt bikes, what would we do? Would we really have any options to defend ourselves? If it came down to defending ourselves, would we automatically be found guilty in the court of public opinion, no matter what the circumstances of our defense? These are things that we have to take into account. So when I want to go to an event, this is not something I worried about last year. This is not something that I am concerned about the CV for. The reason I can't go is because of the current political climate in Philadelphia. And, too many of my friends, too many otherwise well-educated women, actually lend voice and credence and legitimacy to the types of protests that put lives in danger. The riots at the Capitol were absolutely unacceptable. The deaths that happened there were unacceptable and should be, we need to prosecute those people responsible no matter what side of the aisle they're on. Unfortunately, what happens is that if you are on the right side of the aisle, you are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And if you are on the left side, you get bailed out by Kamala Harris and her fund that all of Joe Biden's people donated to. So, there's clearly a difference in the way the two camps are treated that I think is pretty undeniable at this point. And for people to just willfully turn a blind eye to the way that affects us, it's unfair. Now, we're at the point where I have legitimate concerns and fears about going downtown because of the threat of violence against people that look like me. So I know that's not racism because I'm white, but then I need somebody to tell me what the hell it is. Is it politicalism? Is it this super obnoxious idea of shut up, it's our turn? That's not how this works. We all deserve a voice and we all deserve to feel safe in our neighborhoods. It's a shame that we can't attend this event. It would have really been a nice time. I think we need to think a little bit more about the way we address violence. About how we teach people what are acceptable forms of self-expression. That destroying businesses and burning down houses and shooting off-duty police officers, bashing them over the head with a fire extinguisher, being creepy AF with zip ties in the Capitol, having talked about assassinating people or taking politicians hostage. That's crazy talk. That's what happens when a PSYOP, QAnon, goes too far. Those are the loons involved, as well as people from the other side that we know are agitators. There's always agitators there. No matter what. Anyway, initially back when the riots started after George Floyd, everybody remember George Floyd? Anybody remember him? When the initial riots started, there were multiple videos that showed young white men dressed head to toe in black come into neighborhoods where there were legitimate protests going on, and they came in and broke the windows of stores to essentially agitate and encourage looting. Now, is that in any way the organizers of the Black Lives Matter protest fault? No, those agitators are not part of that. We need to start being willing to acknowledge and separate that sometimes otherwise good people are led by this mob mentality to do horrible things. And I don't know how we can address that unless we acknowledge it first, guys. So I don't know what the point of this video is either, except to say that I really wish that there were ways to get involved that did not put health and safety on the line. Thanks for listening, guys.